Well, good morning, folks. It's my second video for today. Of course, we know about the nor'easter and what's going on today. I posted a separate video for that this morning. We also have, let's not forget about the West Coast. We got some rainfall still moving on shore here out west, which will impact the West Coast today. And then we're going to have a few days of rest with the atmospheric river, and then the rainfall and winds and heavy snow will pick up again in the coming days. And good morning, my name is Tim Erler, meteorologist. I hope you are having a good weekend so far. Like my video if you like it, subscribe, share with your friends, and if you have any comments or questions, or just want to talk about something, please leave your comments in the comments below. So let's get started with the current hazards. So these are the current hazards for the continental U.S. You can see we got winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, and winter weather advisories up for the northeast corridor this morning. We all know what's going on here up to the northeast, but also in the southeast, we got wind advisories for most of Georgia, most of Alabama, and parts of South Carolina this morning. Red flag warnings, freeze warnings, freeze watch for Florida as well. Dense fog advisories, and some red flag warnings for parts of southern Mississippi, Louisiana, southern Texas, and some atmospheric river related leftover things going on today with some flood warnings, flood watch, excuse me, on the Northern California coast, wind advisories, wind warnings, and some winter weather advisories up to the up into the northern Cascade Mountains here. So what's going on locally here? We got gusty northwest winds from 30, 40, maybe peaking even higher than that in the higher terrain of northeast Georgia. Right, and isolated tree or power line damage is possible here. So very gusty winds behind the impactful northeast snowstorm that's ongoing right now. Wind chills on Monday morning could be in the teens to 20 degrees, even single digits up here in the northeast part of the state. So um, temperatures in the 20s, wind gusts near 25 miles per hour, very cold wind chills. So like it says here, make sure the kids are bundled up for the bus stop. So for today, generally high in the 40s to upper 50s in the far southern part of the forecast area. Tonight, like we talked about, teens to mid 20s to upper 20s here in far southern part of the state with no precip expected. And tomorrow, pretty cold. I mean, brutally cold, actually. This is actual air temperatures. I'm sure wind chills will be lower than this. 30s for air temperatures up in northeast Georgia, and maybe some snow flurries too. We'll have to see how that plays out today and tonight. Um, not getting above uh, not getting above 50 degrees, even far southern Georgia. So very strong northwesterly flow, bringing in colder air here next couple days. As far as the 15-day temperature outlook for middle Georgia, we know how in the 2-day forecast how cold it's going to be, but warming up quite nicely here as we get towards the middle of the week, and generally at or above normal temperatures here through the end of the period. This could change, of course. There's a lot of variation in the model output when you get this far out. So, don't take this to the bank, but it looks overall like it's going to be above average temperatures or near normal as we go through the first part of March here. So we look at day 3 to 7 U.S. hazards. This was issued yesterday. Will be issued again today around 3 p.m. Right? Hazardous cold possible here in Alaska, the 25th to the 28th. Heavy rain. We talk about that in excessive rainfall outlook, the 26th here. High winds possible here in the higher terrain, the Mountain West, and maybe some wind gap events going on here. Heavy snow in the Cascades, Sierra Nevada, the higher terrain here, the Mountain West on the 24th, and heavy precip along the like I said, the northwest coast of California here on the 24th as well. As far as excessive rainfall, we have the return of the atmospheric river here on Monday, right? Along the west coast here from parts of Washington, Oregon, and Northern California, with a slight risk of excessive rainfall here. And this moves further to the south into Northern California, the higher terrain is affected as well with a slight risk, okay? So let's look at the QPF here. See the highest totals here in the highest terrain, right? We know about that, of course, because higher terrain always gets the higher amounts of these kind of events, right? So going on to day 4 here, nothing in day 4, or day 5, which is Wednesday. Let's see, Thursday of this week. We have a slight risk of excessive rainfall again here in the lower Mississippi Valley up into the mid Mississippi Valley here. So um, marginal risk here of excessive rainfall. All right, so out west, the threat kind of wanes again after a couple of days of activity. So in the long term, I think that activity is going to move further to the northwest and keep coming on shore out here out in the northwest part of the country, but the southwest will dry out some in the coming days. As far as severe weather, there's not a lot of severe weather going on, with the exception of the winds here that are going to be approaching hurricane force out on the Outer Banks, well, along the coast here, right? So um, just general thunderstorms, but this is within snow bands, okay? So at least to the northern extent here. So you're gonna have lightning here, potential lightning here as well. Just thunderstorms in Florida as a front pushes to the south and into parts of Washington State as well. If we move into March, it looks like the risk of heavy precip is absent from the forecast, at least right now. Of course, that could change, but that's good. I mean, we've had quite a few runs of very active weather, so a little bit of calmer period here. Hopefully, as we get the first part of March, heavy snow is not on the map either during this period, so that's a change as well. High winds, maybe there's a boundary setting up here, right? On the first, what could bring some high winds, maybe a cold front, or some other feature contributing to this, and also into southern Alaska the 1st through the 7th. Also, no hazardous temperatures expected in the continental U.S., but in Alaska the 1st through the 2nd, and southwestern Alaska, and the rest of Alaska the 1st through the 7th here. So when we move on to temperature outlook, looks like more of a zonal flow setting up here for most of the U.S. with the colder temps relegated to the northern part of the U.S. and Alaska here, with below normal temps in Aleutian Island chain above in Hawaii. And we go a little bit further out, 8 to 14 day, this trend continues here with below normal temps in the northern tier of the U.S. to near normal with above. Looks like for the rest of the nation, right? Pretty zonal flow, not very amplified, okay? So below normal temps continuing in Alaska, Hawaii above, and Aleutian Island chain below again here. As far as precip goes in the 6 to 10 day outlook, above here, generally in the northwest, from northwest to southeast, kind of bisecting the nation here, maybe above in southern Texas. And out west, we have below normal precip taking shape again, right? Kind of flip flopping here from what it's been. Below to near normal to above, depending where you're at in Alaska, Hawaii, above, and Aleutian Island chain above to near normal, depending where you're at here. 8 to 14 day precip outlook. Looks like a southerly flow developing a little bit here. Maybe a boundary setting up in the Mississippi Valley, the northern tier of the U.S., eastern U.S., trending above near normal in the southeast, and southern Florida, maybe above. Out west, below normal in parts of California and desert southwest, and maybe near normal to above, slightly above here in the northwest U.S. and Alaska, depending where you're at, either above, below, or near normal here, above in Hawaii, and above to near normal in Aleutian Island chain. When we look at week 3 to 4 temperatures, still looking to be above normal for most of the continental U.S., with the exception of maybe out west here, the northwestern part of the U.S., with equal chances above or below. Below in Alaska, continuing here, it looks like through the early and middle part of March, right? above in Hawaii, and above equal chances or below, depending where you're at in the Aleutian Island chain. As far as precip goes, got a wide variety here of below to above to equal or below or above here out west as well. So quite a variation here, but not a lot of confidence either way, with the exception of maybe up here into the Midwest and maybe the Northwest U.S. above normal precip chances. Trending below here in Alaska to equal to above, and far southeastern Alaska above in the Hawaiian Island chain, below to equal in the Aleutian Islands as well. So what does a long term bring us here? Well, we know what's going to happen here with the East Coast storm. We're going to have an East Coast storm here, and that's going to move through, move out, right? Leaves some cold air in its wake here. And another Clipper type system moving through the flow here could bring some more somewhat impactful snow here on Wednesday as it moves to the northeast. We have another system diving to the south here. And it looks eerily similar, doesn't it? But it's not nearly as amplified, at least on this model run. We go back a few runs. Let's see what it looked like here. It was a lot more amplified, right? I wanted to show a similar solution as, that'd been crazy if it happened again. But at least with the latest run, it's not as amplified. Although we could have freezing rain and snow bands up to the north here, wherever this comes through. So this is next Friday, so 5 days from now. That moves to the northeast here, right? And then in the longer term, we get towards the first part of March, the zonal flow sets up, right? Generally warm temps to the south, maybe northwest flow, keeping cooler temps up north here. So let's look at the temperatures here, right? You can see where the dividing line is here between the warm temps and almost record temps, looks like here in parts of Texas. But the cold air kind of hangs around up to the northeast here, right? So I think to the northeast, are going to remain at or slightly above normal temperatures for the long term here. Going back to the surface map, right? This is through 2nd of March. So that's as far as I'm going to go. I don't like to go much further than this, so the 1st of March here. Now, what does the GFS show? Let's take a look at that. I mean, the European real quick. So the European, we got our northeast snowstorm, Clipper system moving through, right? We get that pretty much locked in here Wednesday. What's going to happen there for the most part, okay? And then we got our other system diving to the south here. It presents a pretty similar solution to the GFS, at least at this point, right? Overrunning type event with troughing digging further to the west here, right? Not digging this far south. So let's look at the upper air heights real quick associated with this. So we got our impressive system moving out to the east here, right? Off the northeast coast, leaving northwest flow behind here. We have some more vorticity moving through the flow here with a northwest flow event, okay? And we have another trough digging here, right? And that's the one we were talking about with the overrunning type event. Doesn't really dig that deeply here. You see what I mean? It wants to have some energy associated with it, but it doesn't bring the cold air very far south. Let's go back a few runs, see what it looked like here compared to the GFS. Let's see what the GFS was showing. A much deeper trough here. See the deeper trough. Now you go back. Well, this is not quite as deep, right? Much deeper trough here as we go back. But it just amplifies more and sooner, right? So let's go back here. 3 runs. Interesting. It wants to really get it going off the coast here. Earlier runs. Latest run, not so much. It kind of lifts out. Doesn't really negative tilt or anything. So still a lot to work out with this. You see how far out it is. We still haven't dealt with this storm yet. So the next time of interest is maybe in this time frame here, Friday into Saturday, and what will happen here in the Northeast, okay? So after that, you can see there's mostly zonal flow here. And if you look at 850 millibars, which is a good, um, temperature 850, right? Celsius. Um, good proxy for temps at the surface. So generally just not a lot going on, with the exception of, let's see here, where we have that heavy rainfall, maybe with this potential system moving through here Thursday into Friday, right? Wherever this sets up, we could have some heavy rain along the Appalachians here, and maybe bringing a cold front through the southeast here. So bringing some colder temps for a little while, and then warm up again pretty quickly here. So let's look at temperature anomalies real quick. So the temperature anomalies, you see warmer than average temperatures for the Intermountain West, but cold air building up to the north here with that clipper system moving through, right? And colder than average temperatures looking to maintain here until this system digs, right? And bring some warm temps, warm advection to the north here. And then colder than average temps will move in briefly here to the southeast, northeast here, and warm temps all the way up into Canada here in the longer term, with cold air maybe building up to the north here again. Okay, but either near normal or slightly below in parts of the east, right? But the warmest temps looks to be out west here. Okay, and maybe colder air building in again to the east as we get towards the extended. So looks like the East Coast is going to remain, Northeast Coast is going to remain near or above normal, near or below normal for temps, but the rest of the U.S., with the exception maybe the northern tier, will stay near average or really above for the central and western U.S. as well. So that's all I got for today, guys. Hope y'all got something out of this, the long-term forecast. Appreciate y'all watching, and have a good day, and God bless.